They don't go to the replay on that. Yeah. Rankin. Oh, add that to the Rankin file. They lead by 3 goals. Somebody has to invest in Rankin.
He is the best forward 50 stoppage player in the competition by a mile. How clever is that? Hand to foot in an instant. You got him covered, then you haven't. Pretty good job at the start by Farrell, but then he just falls asleep.
Yep.
What a wizard.
Still some markings from that clash. Fought into the pocket. He goes, McCarthy flew. Here's a chance. Cameron, one way then the other, finishes it off. The Lions have got a couple. Perfectly timed assault from the Blues. They link up with hands, and now the kick to the 50. Sits for Curnow. You can see Mackay darting. Had the space to lead into. Curnow had grander plans. Charlie ignites the Blues on half-time.
No look around the body. This transition now was a little bit what the Giants were doing earlier in this quarter. But what's Charlie's mind about now? Says, I'm going inside and I can kick it from here. I know I can. And he just toe poke that.
Making ground in front of Baker. Beautiful pick up and a nice centering dangerous ball here. Flostone defends gallantly. So does Grimes. Now it's up to Graham. Ball spills in the tackle. Pendlebury takes him on left foot around the corner. He had them all jumping every inch way. Wow, this was absolutely fantastic. The tackling first of all to spill loose, and then the Pendlebury could have gone there. Just the poise and composure, and he was delighted with his efforts.
Now Hind hopes for Davey. Few Saints about the place. Here's a chance for Caldwell to set things up. Kicks and goals! Whether he meant it or not, that was a gem.
Have a look at this finish. Just whacked it on the boot on the tightest of angles. You see the slow-mo here. It doesn't even look at the goals, and look at that gap that he has to get it through.
Awesome.
Skill in the last few minutes as the heat in this game's gone up has been incredible.
It's been outstanding, Jonesy. Wiedemann, here he is again, Jai Caldwell. Floats it goalward, not again, surely, not Jai Caldwell. Couple of miracle goals. You cannot believe what he's just done.
It's in moments like these where players can really make a name for himself, and his last 5-8 minutes has been incredible. His ability to be able to win the ball in tight, and just how clean and slick he is. The first was incredible, and that was something else.
Top shelf.
Aish receives. Jordan Clark with the run. The delivery was good for O'Meara, but knocked away. And Fremantle just running in waves now and enjoying all the celebrations. Oh! How about that from Fast Freddy?
To have superstars of our game turning it on in high-scoring, free-flowing battles like this.
Smart play to kick it. And Blitzos is creative. There's room to move from Myers. Just pops it over for Bowes, who's got the mark 40 metres out from goal. A big moment for the former Sun coming up. Jack Bowes for his first goal in Geelong colours. That'll feel extra special against his old team. Segler play on was the call. Bruin got as much height on it as he could to try and hope his teammates could at least compete, but Lukosius has his way. Going back as far as he can with a full run-up and a mighty thump.
Oh!
How could you doubt him? Lukosius kicks a monster.
Best game of body work I've seen today. Just a little bump on Zach Tui again. Before the kick, before the mark came, We saw him take that contested mark close to goal.
None for Curnow or Harry.
And I think Charlie Curnow learnt from his previous mistake when he tried to mark that one on the line. He didn't go back and try to mark that one. He knew a teammate had it covered.
I think he reluctantly did that. Through to Ward. He could thump for goal from there. He's hit it well. How well? Perfectly. The veteran responds. And this is an entertaining game.
The centre clearance, doesn't it make a difference? That's where Gary Lyon had told us they get scored against when they lose the centre clearance. It's nice to have the boot on the other foot.
Loops it down towards Reeves, gets underneath it. Brockman by hand. More, bends it, nails it. The Hawks are up by 3 goals, grabs the jumper. Is it that man's day?
And that's before this kick went in. Brockman's just doesn't panic. He's a good player, that kid. A couple of things he needs to fix with his game, but his knowledge and his thirst for the game.
Well, I reckon this young man, probably with Will Day, their most important player, has had 25 disposals, kicked 2 goals, and statistically the best small forward in the competition.
And if Melbourne can methodically kick a goal here, it'll be all gone.
Yep. Okay. So let's see what they can do. And it is the new boy.
The turnover and then some controlled ball use. Oh, and a nice run and jump at it. Great grab.
He's got the run on the outer side. Pokes it there, looking for Larkey, who's been red hot in the first couple of weeks. Comes back to Cunnington from a standing start. Curtis needs to launch, and launch he does.
That's the error there. The Sicily smack away. It can go anywhere.
And there's the spare defender. You mentioned about Amon just rolling back from the wing to give some extra coverage behind their play.
That's experience
That's
too.
a great
from
grab.
Cunnington just pops it to a spot where a forward can run and jump.
O'Brien crunch, both knees into the belly button. Lysette with the clearance. Rioli, you called for it. Called to go, takes off, he might go for home. Razzle dazzle Rioli. One touch masterclass. Exciting player. When you see this bloke with a ball in his hands, he can do anything, and he showed us that in round 1 when he was on this very ground and just doing all manner of tricks. And he was waiting to get around there. This is exactly what he had in mind. He smelled a goal, and he went back and he delivered a goal. He's a beauty, Kingy.
1v4 in the air. Cameron in front, couldn't hang on. Bolton with the spin, and then outside of the boot. Shea Bolton!
You've got to give Tom Lynch a lot of credit there, 3-on-1. As a tall forward, you should never be outmarked. You have to at least get it to ground, and he did. And then you've just got sublime ability in Shea Bolton there, the gather, but then the finish under pressure. That's as good as it gets.
Couldn't believe his luck. Threads the handball to Ross. He's got friends on the inside. Outside of the boot might just work out for Butler. Waits for it to settle and sit. Kicks. Goes! Yes, he does! Saints are on a roll.
You said it, Haim, challenged and responded. Whether that kick was meant for Butler or not, he capitalises. All the momentum with the Saints.
Amadi again, Mills. Franklin imposes himself on the contest. Got a dribble along the ground. Has it got through without a touch? He thinks it has.
It really was something out of nothing. Franklin there at the stoppage. Looked like it was guaranteed to be touched on the way through, but just found a way. Much needed goal for the Swans. Franklin using his strength and his size there.
Turns it over, and West Coast can go back inside 50.
Probably had the opportunity there just to handball, but Duggan's come up with it.
Duggan into the pocket. Oscar Allen! Taking to the sky. He didn't make the contact to get the lift.
Those, if you like, are both Josh Kennedy and also Jack Darling. This is what he can produce.
A beauty.
Being able to score off turnovers is something they've struggled with, the Bulldogs, and here a shot on goal.
For an early statement, the Dogs deliver it. And they are pumped. All of them.
There is a bit of a tribute to the great Nicky Winmar. This is the colour of my skin. It's a beautiful colour.
A really nice moment in the early on in the game where you kicked the goal, lifted the shirt off to the crowd. Run us through what was going through your head during that moment.
I did want to make a stance. I wanted to show my presence. But obviously what happened on the last weekend was a pretty hard time. So just going out there and just proving a point that I'm just a boy trying to play some football, same as the other Indigenous boys. I think just being strong and shit.